The nearest town to Angkor Wat, the most popular tourist attraction in all of Cambodia, is Siem Reap. You'll be astonished to hear that Siem Reap is actually a rather active little city, even though most people just go there to see the adjacent temples of Angkor Wat. One of Southeast Asia's most busiest tourist destinations, Siem Reap welcomes 2.6 million visitors each year. In Siem Reap, you'll find opulent hotels, high-quality dining, limitless shopping, a very lively pedestrian mall, and many fun and entertaining things to do. While many visitors just stay in Siem Reap long enough to visit the Angkor Wat, we heavily believe it's worthwhile to stay a few more days. Many of visitors additionally discover that after a few days around the Angkor Archaeological Park, it's simple to feel a bit templed out, and it's time to discover new activities. Taking the time to chill and relax in Siem Reap gives you that second wind-up to complete your exploration of the Angkor Wat. Here we have created a list of the best things to do in Siem Reap to make your stay the most enjoyable for you. Number 1 on the list is, of course, visiting the Angkor Wat Temples. An expedition of the great and ancient temples of Angkor Wat is at the top of the list of things to do in Siem Reap. However, it could take more than one day to see them all. The city of Angkor was the original capital and main hub of the Great Khmer Empire, and temples that are within Angkor Archaeological Park are all that has survived of the once great empire. An architectural window could give you a glimpse of the once mighty empire as you stroll through the lost civilization. To get the most aesthetic and Instagram-like photos, you'll need to wake up early and travel to one of the temples. Number 2, the Angkor National Museum. The Angkor National Museum in Siem Reap shows the history, culture, and artistic heritage during the Angkorian period era. Through well-organized and curated gallery, visitors are plunged in the world of ancient Angkor through ancient bas-reliefs, relics, artifacts, and replicas of temple structures. The museum's expedition offers you a chronological adventure through the progression of ancient Khmer architecture, offering knowledge about religious beliefs, daily activities, and the brilliance of the Khmer Empire. The Angkor National Museum offers a historical and educational experience to visitors about the ancient Angkorian era. Number 3, Cambodian Landmine Museum. It's been decades since the Vietnam War and the Khmer Rouge regime. However, it is estimated that 4 to 6 million unexploded landmines in Cambodia, with casualties happening every day. The Cambodian Landmine Museum teaches visitors on the emphasis of clearing these unexploded landmines, which has killed an estimated 63,000 people in Cambodia. Additionally, you will get to witness some of these active and detonated landmines up close. You will learn how these landmines has affected the locals and see what progress has been made to rid the area of these landmines. Cambodian Landmine Museum is located in the Angkor National Park and was developed by a former child soldier of the Khmer Rouge who traveled back to villages where he had roamed when he was child soldier and started to defuse these landmines he had planted by hand. He has since devoted his life to finding and eliminating these landmines and has set up schools for the victims of landmine explosions. Money that the museum has raised will go to landmine clearing and funding to his school for amputee children. Number 4, Tonle Sap Lake. The enormous Tonle Sap Lake, which has been a UNESCO nature reserve since 1997, is the biggest freshwater lake in Southeast Asia. 3 million people live next to this lake and heavily rely on fishing for a living. To accommodate the levels of shifting of the lake, the nearby residences has constructed houses on stilts. Taking a trip here provides an excellent chance to witness an array of local birds and animals in their natural habitat. The diversity includes over 300 fish species along with snakes, crocodiles, tortoises, turtles, and otters. Furthermore, tourists have the opportunity to explore surrounding villages where they can gain insight into how the inhabitants rely heavily on the lake for sustenance. Bird enthusiasts should not miss out on visiting the Preek Toll Bird Sanctuary due to its compact space, which attracts many unusual bird varieties. Number 5. The Cambodia Circus Show Fair. The Cambodian Circus is one of Cambodia's most imaginative social enterprise models. Impoverished children from across the country come to this circus to train in a range of performing arts, including circus skills and music. And according to the NGO, 75% of the revenue generated goes to the school. The fairy acts are one of a kind. They bring together drama, dance, original live music, gymnastics, juggling, and dazzling circus abilities to create performances that are truly unique to Cambodia. These shows draw inspiration from Cambodian folklore, modern society, and recent history. Each performance is a showcase of talent, enthusiasm, and emotion that will leave you in awe. After the Khmer Rouge regime was overthrown, 9 young Cambodian men who had been staying in refugee camps came together to create Tonle Sap Lake. While attending drawing classes at the camp, they discovered that painting had some therapeutic benefits and could lead to rehabilitation. Number 6. Kulen Waterfalls and Nature Trails. The Kulen National Park's Phnom Kulen is a fantastic location to spend the day in nature. However, it's 1.5 to 2 hours from Siem Reap. At the park, there is a jungle pathway that take you to some secret gems like revered temples, monasteries, and stunning waterfalls, where you could swim in if you would like. If you continue on the pathway, you will reach the river of 1,000 lingas and its amazing carving. Furthermore, a stunning pagoda and its well-acknowledged reclining Buddha can be found. You can simply arrange this wonderful trip from Siem Reap from most of the hotels or tour operators in the city center. Number 7. For the animal lovers, you can visit the Angkor Center for Conservation and Biodiversity. You can discover the variety of ways the locals are preserving its animals, such as species breeding, animal rehabilitation, research, and conservation. The Angkor Center for Conservation of Biodiversity puts a huge emphasis on preservation of species and their habitats. The center offers guided tours where the tour guides will describe how the institution is preserving otters, birds, porcupines, and other animals so that they can be released back into nature. Number 8. Dine out to support the underprivileged in Cambodia. Explore Cambodia's cuisines, but at the same time support a good cause. Marum and Friends is 2 Cambodian restaurants that gives back to the underprivileged. To further their cooking abilities, as well as offering them a promising career in the restaurant business, young underprivileged Cambodians receive training at their restaurant. Taking cooking classes offers you the chance to master dishes that will awe your friends back home if you want to test your culinary abilities and feel inspired in the kitchen. Learn how to make your preferred Cambodian dishes and then eat it at the end. Number 9. If you love butterflies, then Banteay Srey Butterfly Center is for you. There are many different types of free-flying Cambodian butterflies that are seen at Banteay Srey Butterfly Sanctuary and Conservation Center. The garden space was built to resemble a rainforest, which is where butterflies would naturally live. You can join a tour that teaches you the life cycle of these Cambodian butterflies and has a guide that can show you each step of this life cycle. Number 10. Apsara Dance Performances, a fusion of Cirque du Soleil and Native American Pow Pow. The ancient Cambodian Apsara dance is incredibly beautiful. Apsara means beautiful girls in Khmer. It was historically performed by young women who were thought to have supernatural abilities in the ancient Angkorian period. The dance has its roots from the great King Surivarman II era during the Angkorian period. The dance was only performed in front of the royal family back then. The performance lasts more than an hour and has alluring dancers, beautiful costumes, concentrated lighting, and dramatic backdrops. Number 11. If you love pottery, Angkor Pottery Center is for you. At Angkor Pottery Center, you can learn how to manufacture pots, vases, and bowls from English-speaking instructors. Prepare for your hands to get messy as you sit at the pottery wheel and spin wet clay to create beautiful and useful items. You can bring home your creations after you fire them in ceramic oven, where they get hardened. This is a wonderful opportunity for a cultural encounter, a fun activity for families, travelers, and children. Number 12. A visit to the Old Market. Visit Sarcha, the old market in the heart of the city, to experience life like a local. This crowded indoor market is organized like a thick maze with vendors offering every item you can think of. Locals buy here for food and household goods, but there is also a sizable part with a variety of clothing, shoes, jewelry, and other stuff. If you're hungry, go to the market center to find genuine Cambodian cuisines. That is all. Thanks for tuning in, and if you're interested in watching travel videos and news about Southeast Asia, like and subscribe and stay tuned for more content.